I just like to fight. I don't know what it is. Like, I've dominated in boxing forever, and then I was able to go overseas and dominate Savannah Marshall, fight against MK Herman, fight at home, sell a 12,000 seat venue at home, right? And then it was like, what else can I do in boxing? It's a few girls who are left to fight in boxing, but very few who are at my level. And so it's either a rematch with Savannah Marshall or maybe a potential fight with Shadesha Green, who signed with Jake Paul. Yeah. Or, fight Jake Paul. Like, it's not that many options for me in boxing. And so with MMA, I'm like, I still have that one little blemish there. I had a split decision loss. I still want to learn more MMA. I want to be a more dangerous person in general. So PFL, of course, offered me the opportunity. And me and my team were like, let's do it. And they still allow me the opportunity to box. So no, I'm not stopping boxing to do MMA. I'm going to still do both, but MMA is still a big priority.
I love what you just said there about Jake. Obviously, you've talked a lot about fighting Keith Thurman. Jake is there too. You're both with PFL as well. Is that something that you've thought about, a boxing match with Jake Paul? And is that something that you would you would really want to do?
The thing is, I would really do a boxing match with Jake Paul. Now, Keith Thurman, I'm just yanking a couple chains. You know what I'm saying? I do think I can still be Keith Thurman in a real boxing match. But if you want to do a charity event, whatever, the thing why I came at Keith Thurman so hard was because he said, oh, yeah, I'll box against Claressa in the ring and I'll use one hand and I'll put on bigger gloves and she can wear a headgear. And it's like, all right, Keith Thurman, you're a man and you were a champion, but you're not that fucking great. So don't ever disrespect the GOAT, because Keith Thurman can beat me in a boxing match, right? But he can't beat me with one hand. Stop it. Stop it, you little man. Stop that. So that was my point with that. And like, the fans are riled up about it. But would I do a charity event match with Keith Thurman? Of course. I would really fight Jake Paul in the fight, honestly. And I will win. He knows that. He knows that. Like, Jake Paul, listen, Nate Diaz is not a real fighter. Okay? He's an MMA fighter. He's not a boxer. So him getting in there and not being able to use his chokes, his feet, his slams, his jiu-jitsu gave Jake Paul a huge advantage. And I mean, he just knocked Nate Diaz down. He didn't beat the mess out of Nate Diaz. And honestly, like, he had a real fight against Tommy Fury. And I think, like, Jake Paul, like, he just lands punches against guys who has really bad defense. And he wouldn't be able to do that with me. I'm sorry. Like, I am too much experience for him. And let's be honest, I'm a big woman. Right now, I'm 180 pounds. I will fight him.
You are in the same size. You're basically, I mean, maybe he's a few pounds heavier, maybe
he's a man.
200 pounds.
Of course he's stronger. Yeah. Jake Paul may be stronger than me. Congratulations. But Savannah Marshall was stronger than me, taller than me, and bigger than me. Still lost. So size doesn't matter, and strength doesn't matter when it comes to fights. And I don't know where in this world that we have that women can't be in fights. That's just inaccurate. So Jake Paul, he's like kind of he's a little mad right now. He doesn't like me. He has Shadesha Green signed to him, and I'll fight Shadesha Green too and beat her up too. That's the thing. Look, it's not a problem for me. I would fight Jake Paul. I would fight against Shadesha. I'm going to do MMA. Look, a fight is a fight, and Claressa's down for the fight against whoever, whenever.
I can tell that. Claressa, when do you think you want to get in the MMA cage? It was.
Lord.
When you want to do that again?
I know it'll be next year.
Okay.
I don't know if it's February, March, or a little bit after that. I just really want to, like, hone my skills. So right now, I've already reached out to my jiu-jitsu coach. I reached out to my wrestling coach. I'm like, you guys, let's set a schedule. Let's get back on the mat. Let's get busy. Let's figure out a way how I can still have my boxing dominate, but still also dominate in other areas. So right now, Conor McGregor inboxed me. Chris Cyborg reached out. They're like, what you doing? Conor actually gave me some of the best advice today actually he inboxed me and he just was like, don't take away from your boxing. Just you need to get comfortable being on your back and comfortable with your wrestling. And he was interested in, him sending people my way and even me and him doing some work together. So that's an honor and that's a privilege
Wow.
for me. So thank you to Conor McGregor for that. And I look forward to working with him some. And I'm
That's
just really,
amazing.
I'm just reconstructing my whole team. And even with Chris Cyborg, like she's one of the toughest and roughest female combat fighters in the world. And she reached out. Um,
Wow.
I may do some work with her. I don't know.
That's amazing. You've had Chris Cyborg, you've had Conor McGregor. They're two of the greatest
Yeah.
MMA fighters ever. I mean, obviously that shows what these people in MMA think of you, Claressa, as a fighter. That's pretty
Everyone
awesome.
knows I'm a hard worker. I mean, when I trained with Johnny Bones, we trained for 3-4 hours each session. He couldn't believe it. And it's like, people need to understand that the reason I'm so confident in myself and in my skills, and even though I'm so inexperienced in MMA, is like, I put the work in. Like, I really grind. And I'm not afraid of being sore. I'm not scared of being kicked in the face. Holly kicked me in the face when we were sparring in MMA. She kicked me. And guess what? I took it like a G. But it was the fact that she even had to kick me. Like,
right.
I just was like such a disadvantage. But I was in there like trying to give Holly so much problem, letting her know I'm as much as a fighter as you. She had me on a cage. She had me on the ground. I was able to try to get up and everything. And it was just like, she was like, this is what it's going to feel like in a real fight. And I was just so honored to be kicked in the face by Holly Holm. And like, the kick didn't knock me out, thank God, right? But
you got a better chin than Ronda Rousey. Like, you got a better chin than Ronda Rousey, Claressa.
Hello, talk to me. But it's just one of those things where I'm like, I just feel like I'm such an athlete and I'm such a hard worker that there's nothing that's impossible for me. And let's not forget, I'm only 28. So I haven't even reached 30 yet. So I have so much time and I'm just ready to just do it. And I want my lick back. I want to fight against Abigail. I want to fight against Abigail again in MMA. She thinks she's so hardcore. Oh, she beat me in a split decision. Like, girl, shut the fuck up. You've been doing MMA for years, and wrestling for years, and you beat me by one takedown. Get the fuck over it. You got your ass punched in the face. You were scared to get hit. She held me against the cage, but the fight could have went either way. And she's just like, oh yeah, I beat Claressa Shields in MMA and she hasn't lost. Like, I haven't lost a boxing match in 11 years. And to lose a fight in MMA, I wasn't so hard on myself because it's like I've only been training MMA 1 year.
Yeah.
So
absolutely.
I don't know why she thinks she's so hard, but I want to fight against her again. And I also want to fight against Larissa Pacheco in the PFL. That's the PFL champion right now. I want to fight against her too. So I'm just going to hone my skills. And that's where I'm trying to be. Like, if my skill level and everything can get to a point in the next few years, even a year or two, where I can fight against Larissa Pacheco, who's the champ, and beat her, that's my initial goal, really. Like, I want to be PFL world champ. However I got to get there. That's what I want to do.
And now, how amazing would that be to be a boxing champion and to be a PFL MMA champion?
It'd be historic.